Hey, middle schoolers. In this really short video, I want to show you some tips and tricks for organizing your Google Drive. For 8th graders, your drive might be a major mess. And 6th graders, you're probably just getting started with anything in Google Drive. So I want you to take some time today for this assignment and really clean up your drive, because we will be using your drive for a storage place later on in the quarter. And having a messy drive is going to make what we do later in the quarter kind of cumbersome. First, let's do a really quick tour of Drive. You'll notice that my drive might look a little bit different than yours. As a teacher, I always reference these pieces of information that is shared with me on Drive when I organize my drive as a list. Notice that everything is sorted first in folders, it's in alphabetical order, and then I have unorganized files below there, also in alphabetical order. Now, you may be thinking, well, geez, that's not what my drive looks like. Mine looks like this. And yeah, that is kind of the default, and I know in elementary school they really encourage you to organize your drive maybe more in a tile setting. However, for what we are doing this quarter, I'm going to encourage you to practice organizing your drive as a list, or what we call list view. Next thing, 8th graders, this is going to take you longer because you probably have a lot of things when you scroll through your My Drive. If I start scrolling, you'll see that I really don't get very far. That's all the farther down I can go. However, I still have 12.6 gigabytes of content in my Google Drive. That is a lot, and it's all organized into clearly labeled folders. So what I need you to do as a student is take time to start to organize things in folders. So you might be wondering, well, how do I do that? To make a folder, you actually click on this New button, and you click on Folder. Now, I'm going to label this as an archive. Now, if you're a bad speller, that's how we spell archive. Archive means that it's something I might need for later on, but it's old stuff. I really encourage you, if you have a lot of old stuff, to make an archive folder. So I'm going to click on Create. Another folder you might want to make is a trash folder, and I'll show you why that trash folder is going to come in handy in a little bit. So next thing you want to do is start looking through all of these things that you have here. If you're anything like many other students, your copy of section is going to be gigantic. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the list, you might also have a lot of untitled things. In my trash, you can see that I have one untitled spreadsheet. So those things will be the untitled things might be a little quick to organize and drop them right into your trash can. The copy of things might take a little while to filter through. If you have some older things, like maybe it's labeled 4th grade, you can definitely take that thing from 4th grade, and all you do is click, drag, and drop it into that new folder you created or a different folder. Just going to do that again. Click, drag, and drop with my trackpad. Couple other things for organizing. Maybe I don't want this anymore, so what I'm going to do is actually try to trash it. Now, my long cut for trashing is to two-finger click on my trackpad and click on the Remove button. Now, notice every time I do that, it's going to say, are you sure you want to move it to the trash? Then you have to click on Move to Trash. Well, that's kind of cumbersome. So this is why we have our trash folder. What I encourage students to do is actually take this item that we don't want anymore, drop it into the trash folder. Notice it moves instantly, and then when you're all done cleaning up your drive, you only have to take that trash folder, bring it to the trash can, and then you say, yes, I do want to move it to the trash. Now, I'm not quite ready yet, so I'm going to click on Cancel. All right, a couple more things, 2 more. In your drive, you will have this ribbon at the top called Quick Access. Please do not get tricked by your Quick Access. The Quick Access is not always items that are belonging to you. So when you were getting later on in the quarter and you might see something up here in Quick Access, you might not know where that's actually kept because it doesn't tell us. Just saying, hey, this was used recently. Do you want to open it? It's kind of a hint, like, ooh, maybe you want to interact with this. Later on this quarter, my biggest concern is for those of you in green architecture and design and modeling and automation robotics, we are going to start taking files from my drive and moving them to your drive. And sometimes students get files with these little black arrows. You can see that little black arrow. This actually doesn't belong to me, and I can't actually work with it the same way as the file right below. So be really careful about things with the little black arrow pointing to the icon. Just be really careful about that. What I need you to do is take some time and organize your drive and get it all cleaned up. If you take time now to organize your drive, it will save you time later on when we're on something called the AWS.